In this video we are going to see how to create our first Windows Phone 7 application using Visual Studio 2010. Before you start developing Windows Phone application, what you ought to do is you need to actually download Visual Studio 2010, either Express version, which is Visual Studio C# 2010 Express, or Visual Studio 2010 Professional or Ultimate, or any versions out there. If you already have Windows 2010, what you gotta do is go to this website right here. It's called create.msdn.com. This website is for Windows Phone developers, where you can download the tools, free tools. To build a Windows Phone 7 application, you would need these tools. Once you click on these download the free tools option here, what you will see is you'll see getting started guide, download the free tools. You need to make sure you install these tools, and then you have bunch of documentation out there. You can learn from the videos, training kit, and bunch of other resources. So then you can also learn more about how it works, how to deploy a Windows Phone 7 application to the library, so other people can download from here and share with others and sell it, and everything else out there. So once you have this SDK installed and on Visual Studio platform, what you need to do is now let's build our application. So what we are going to do is once this SDK is installed, Windows Phone SDK is installed, the one template is added to your project. So we are going to create a new project. File, new project. As you can see here, a Windows Phone application template project template is added to your templates list. So I'm going to select Windows Phone application. One more thing you probably would notice is when you install this Windows Phone 7 SDK, an emulator is also installed on your machine that is used to test your application, since you may not already have a physical Windows Phone present. So I'm going to discuss that in a little bit. So let's create your Windows Phone application. So select Windows Phone and say, alright, I just picked the default name. So as soon as you you create the project, what you see is here you will see this is my design, this is my main page.yaml page. One thing you need to you should know is Windows Phone 7 application, either it can be an XNA application, or it can be Silverlight. By default this application is a Silverlight application, so if you already know how to code Silverlight, for you it will be really piece of cake. It's very easy to build this application. So as you can see, this is my UI, and if I switch back to, I can switch back to both design and YAML. So this is my YAML page look like. If you've been doing WPF or Silverlight programming, you should this should actually look familiar to you. I got a grid panel here. In grid panel I have these two rows. Then I got a stack panel here. Stack panel has inside that grid panel I got a stack panel where I have a title panel, and this is my application title and page title. So I'm going to change this application to and then I'm going to change this to, eventually I'm going to convert this application to a fully functional working C# programming language. For now I'm doing is for test purposes I'm just creating a simple hello world application. You can resize, and right now you probably may not want to resize because this is the perfect size for Windows Phone now, but you can also resize and do whatever you want. This is just a design size for now. Now let's take a quick look. If you look at your Solution Explorer, you'll see there's nothing much out there. There's app.xaml, which is same your application file, where you'll see all your application related events, like this is a constructor, and then you'll see application launching, activated, deactivating, application closing, navigation failed, and exception. So anything you have to do when application is starting or closing, that kind of code you probably have to write it here. Now go back to Solution Explorer. This is a splash screen image, which is your image used on the home page by default, and there are two more PNG images here, but for our focus it's just main page.yaml. That's where only we are going to do is. Now before we make this video really large, what I'm going to do is create a simple UI where you can see how it works, and then we can go from there. So as usual, you are in Visual Studio. First thing we look for is Toolbox. In Toolbox, as you can see, Windows Phone controls, you have a bunch of controls here. They are not enough, they are not as much as you will see in WPF or Silverlight, but I'm sure eventually they'll be there. I'm sure Microsoft is adding more controls here, but for now there's a good set of controls here, and I think we can use these to build at least our application. So let's create, drag and drop a button control first, and I create a button control here. As you can see, it's already nice design by default, and I'm going to say let me say text box control. So I got a button control, I got text box control. Similar to any Visual Studio, go to properties, and here you can see properties of that control. So content says button, I will say click me. You can change layout, background, color, everything you need. It's just another control for you. I like to sort by this, so I can see background. You can change background to any color I want, foreground, whatever. You just have to remove your transparency and change all the properties here. You can also write events here. So what I'm going to do is, on my click event handler, I'm double clicking here. As soon as you double click, you will see button click event handler is added to the code. So here I'm going to do is text box 1, which is my text box, added to the, again, if you are Silverlight programmer, WPF, you already know what you're doing. Your name of these controls is already added, and I'm just going to say so simple. Now if you F5, you build and run, you will see one error message comes, which is if you build and run, you will see there were deployment errors. Yes, you see that, you're going to see Zune software is not installed. This is because by default the setting for build is here, it's for Windows Phone 7 device, and I do not have a device attached to this computer right now. So for testing purpose, we are going to use the emulator, so I'm going to switch build setting to Windows Phone 7 emulator. Now if I build it, I will see my UI, boom, right here. So as you can see, my Windows Phone is loading here, and I can just go to next screen, and you will see it's loading my UI. There you go, this is my home page. So if I say click me, hello Windows Phone, there you go, your first Windows Phone application is ready. Congratulations. And from now on, I'm going to start adding more and more functionality to this application, and soon you'll see a fully featured C# corner Windows Phone application. What also I'm going to do is I'm going to share this whole development with you guys. So if you come back and keep watching all the videos, you will know actually how to build a ready to use real world application for Windows Phone using C# and Visual Studio 2010.